अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी, मेरा नाम उमर जावेद कुरैशी है और कॉफ़ी विद गौहर के साथ आज एक नया सेशन हम कर रहे हैं और अगली आवाज़ जो आप सुनेंगे वो गौहर साहब की होगी।
Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all of you. This is Gohar Sharif, Master Life Coach, with another episode of Coffee with Gohar. And my guest tonight is Sara Yehya. Sara is a life and a business coach, and she is much more, and we'll talk to her and we'll try to know more about her during this 1 hour session, Coffee with Gohar. Welcome to the talk, Sara Yehya. How are you?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Gohar, for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to join you and discuss life matters together. My pleasure. Well, the hardest thing for me is to introduce myself because, you know, we all are full of potential, of ideas, of skills, of experiences. So the best way to say I'm a simple person, a mom who's trying to live life in balance with joy and spread love and compassion. I've been through a lot in my life, and I'm blessed to have the consciousness to learn from all what I went through. And here, this is why I'm with you guys today, to share my, you know, what I've learned or some of my experiences, not the stories, but only just the juice of it. So let's see what.
Great. Okay, Sara, let's start from your early childhood. Where were you born? Where were you brought up? School, early childhood memories? Any early childhood challenges, something?
Well, I'm originally from Lebanon. I'm born in village not far from Beirut, the capital. And I grew up in the mountains, in the beautiful Lebanese mountains. Always close to nature, and was blessed with loving parents and, let's say, nice, simple society around me. I went to a French school, and when I finished school, I went to college. I studied environmental sciences. I have a master's degree in environmental sciences and land management because I've always been a big admirer to nature. Always, like if somebody loses me, they know that Sara is somewhere walking in a forest or next to a river. So I decided to study this. So when I walk around, I understand the environment around me. And then I started my career with the United Nations, where I was also, I'm always grateful to have had this opportunity to work helping people achieving sustainable development, working with government to enhance, some human rights condition. This is very challenging and questionable, but personally, I was doing it from my heart, and was doing it from from a good intention to help in that. And I was really happy to have been exposed to such experience, because we used to work with the Arab countries and North Africa countries. So I met many people, got exposed to many cultures as well, which is, in my opinion, a good, rich experience. So then I moved to Dubai. I had to resign from the United Nations. And at that time, I have become a mom of 2 boys. So I joined my husband in Dubai, and the journey in the most modern city in the world started. And it was, again, definitely not something easy to go through. We go through a lot of emotions, a lot of questioning, but with God's blessing and the consciousness that we have, we can always float and reach safely the shore. And I became a life coach and an energy healer, because through a lot of experiences, you got the question about who are we, what we are, who is this something inside of me telling me this is good, this is bad, I'm not happy, I'm joyful. So I said, I want to stop everything in life. I want to give my focus on put my focus on understanding myself first, because no matter what success I could achieve, I was always going through this dilemma of why and what is this, you know. So, and I did it, and honestly, I'm so happy that I had the courage to say I wanna spend time knowing myself, because this is the best investment you can ever do to yourself.
Great, great. Sara, you are a master life coach and a business coach, NLP practitioner as well. So if I have to ask you a couple of questions, which are, in fact, they are or intermingled. The question is, why do people fail? Why do people fail in their careers? Why do people fail in their relationships? Why people fail in their life? What are the real challenges? Why they cannot cope with it?
Yeah. Well, failure has no definition, in my opinion. I'm gonna share my opinion, guys. Don't take things as I'm not imposing any idea, just sharing how I see things, my perspective. Failure is a concept that is different from one person to another. What is failure sometimes to me might be success to Gohar, for example. No, we don't take failure as a rule like 1 + 1 = 2. We cannot say if I do this means I failed. So this is a very important point, in my opinion, that we always have to take into consideration before judging ourselves that we failed. Personally, I stop, no matter what I go through, I don't say I failed. Okay? Failure does not exist in real life, because whatever you do, whatever you go through, there is a lesson to learn. There is a success somewhere hidden. Okay? If we train our mind to see the juice, the success, the lesson, and what we have to take from this experience, then failure has no place. So this is why I don't, even when I talk to my kids, I talk with my clients, and I like to first understand with them how they understand failure. Okay? Because sometimes we use other people standards to judge ourselves. While, guys, we are unique. Every single person is born in a beautiful way, has a beautiful mind, and has all the tools. God is so benevolent that made us come to this life with all the tools. So it's good to be inspired by each other, but we should understand what are we taking at the personal level from this experience. So this is why, Johad, failure for me is when we consider ourselves not well equipped that we can run a successful life, when we consider ourselves that we are just saying I failed in something, this is failure. Other than that, all what you go through, even sometimes if you don't manage to get the money that you are expecting to get, or to run the business that you like to run, or to reach a milestone which you want to reach, okay, these are not failure. These are sometimes due to many reasons. It's a complex equation, actually. It's not a simple equation. There are a lot of parameters in the equation of running a life, where we have to understand how the mind works. I want to give you an example. For example, when you buy a new phone, if we don't spend some time to understand the features of this phone, how can this phone be useful to me? Okay, we are going to not benefit from this phone. We're gonna be using it for very, very like a simple feature, like just calling. But if you spend time to understand how this phone works, what can give you, and what are the features, you can use this phone. I run my business, and many people make money out of the phone. Some people, they just dial a number and call. Okay, this is also about our body, we're equipped, we are the smartest device ever. So before judging yourself, guys, or anyone with failure, or even judging someone that he's failing, okay, let's check if we know how to function and use our device. Once you do this, no matter what you do, there's no failure. There is a lesson to learn. So that's my point. This is how I understand failure. And you know, Gohar, about the NLP. If we talk about failure now, guys, you're gonna be thinking of failure. I don't want you to think about failure. I want you to start wiring your mind to see success in every single step you do. And success can be good health, can be a joyful moment. Success, again, is a concept, and I always advise my friends, my clients, to create their own dictionary, guys. Do you know that? You can create your own dictionary. So if you go to the dictionaries now and find for success, there is a definition, but it's a concept and a general thing. What I did when I stopped and everything and decided to understand Sara, who is she and why is she's in this life journey, I spent a couple of days creating my dictionary. So how Sara understands success. What is success for Sara? And a lot of concepts. Success, happiness, joy, marriage, motherhood, fatherhood. These are concepts which need our inputs, our own definition. I cannot take the definition of Gohar or Tony Robbins, okay, about success. I can be inspired, but that's not enough. That's not gonna help you. It's not gonna take anywhere in your practical life unless you come home, you spend some time saying how this applies to me, what is success to me, what is motherhood to me, and you start finding a beautiful person inside of you, such a lovely human being. Yeah.
Definitely. Sara, you have been working with various clients in Dubai, and you have been very successful with your clients. Can you share some of the success stories or the healing stories of people who are going through difficult times, many challenges? Any healing story of somebody who was suffering from inner conflicts?
Yeah. Look, you know that we go through a lot of stories, and we all have our own struggles in a way or another. And I'm blessed and grateful to have the chance to interfere and try to just put the light on some useful tips and tools which can be helpful. Well, I want to talk a little bit about a relationship and couple, because I've been going through some cases where we always face this struggle when we have a relationship with a spouse or sometimes a manager or, you know, any kind of relationship. But I will give you an example with someone who was going through a divorce, okay? And I personally, I'm married. I've been with my husband for 14 years in marriage and 8 years before marriage. And I have 3 kids with full-time job. So I'm like, I can relate to some people, and I understand from this point how we can, you know, go through sometimes bottlenecks in relationship. So, and thank God I could, through my connection and our coaching session, to help this couple get into a new different page. Why? Did they change? No, but they just changed their perspectives. They just got into different understanding. And like we are all kids also in a way or another. So when we are fussing around and becoming very negative and angry, it doesn't mean we're not bad. It means we need more attention. It means we want more care. And by just telling to this lady a little bit about what's going on from a different perspective, and things are not as personal as she thinks, and just applying some more compassion practices, a more positive approach, NLP practices. You know, the words have energy, guys. Okay, now if I tell you night, the first thing you see is black, all right? Like you see a black color. I'm not saying if that's good or bad, but I'm saying how we visualize every single word we say. So by doing this, and also by just being around someone with just being a good listener, that does magic. Okay, that does magic, because and this is also, Gohar, you know that this helped me to change my approach in coaching. And you know, in coaching, the best way you do, guys, you can all be coaches, all of you. I tell you how you can do it. It's just listen with compassion and understanding. When I feel I'm listened to and I'm not being lectured what I have to do, I transform. Try it with anyone. Okay, so this lady, when she used to come with me with a lot of anger, a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration, and intending to divorce the man with whom she spent long years, and because, you know, she thinks that he changed and blah, you know, he's not anymore the person she met a few years ago, we could realize together that she changed too. Okay, we changed too. We were not the same person every day or every year or every month. And by just listening to her, and now from here I want to say, go seek help. Okay, don't go fight with the person you have problem with. Never ever do this. And I joke with all my friends, guys, if you have a problem, don't go to the person with whom you have a problem. Come to me. Call me. Text me, please, for God's sake. Don't go, because it's gonna make it more complicated and worse. And this is why life coaches play a tremendous role in helping people sorting out their lives, not because they know more of them, but because they were trained to listen. They were trained to be compassionate and understanding, with some practical tips, okay, and exercises. There are so many. I don't like to go through, you know, the exercises. I know you guys, it's Friday, you want to chill out, but you can always come to a life coach or a friend with whom you feel comfortable, and your problem, you see, is in the mind. It's not in the other person, okay? So That's an experience I share with you, and I always say they are all similar, Gohar. You know that. You know that we all go through the same emotion: anger, frustration, disappointment, a failure. Like we feel, we judge ourselves, we blame. Okay, we humans are very we are very similar. And I used to love a terminology in Dubai. I learned it. We are same, but different. Do you know this? Have you heard this?
Exactly. We are same, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are same, but
This
different.
is a
Exactly.
multi-dimensional.
And Sarah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah, you mentioned quite a few very valid points. As a life coaches, we are trained to listen to people, hear them out, which is the most important thing. Why people carry all those grudges, why people carry all those emotional baggages with them, because nobody's listening to them. And they have so many things to share. And if they talk to the one who is part of the problem, the one who is in the equation as part of the problem, and that is why they don't get healed. If you talk to the person who is part of the problem, not part of the solution, how can you get the solution? That's why where the life coaches come in, because number one, they are not related, they are not part of the equation, their opinion is unbiased. So they give direct opinion when needed. But as long as the problem is not a problem unless the client says so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, when two countries fight, they ask for a third country, a neutral ground to come and sort it out. And sometimes, we fight with ourselves, right? Most of the time, the conflict is internal. And I know, guys, there's no shame in saying this. And I'm sure, we've been all through a lot of internal conflicts. And maybe this is what led us to be life coaches, because we had the most conflictual situations with us. So we wanted to solve it. So we said, let's go and see what's going on. So after long years of contemplation and talking to people and meeting minds, I like to say this word. I used to meet minds. I learned that there's no problem. There's no problem. There is no bad and good. There is only one perspective. And if we go to the forest, I told you I'm always inspired by nature, and this is our main teacher, our main coach, guys. We go and see trees, many trees. You can look at it from a zoom out. It's a forest. You go closer, you see trees. You go closer and closer, you see different type of trees. And then you go closer and you see some trees are hiding other trees. But can we say that this tree is better than the other? No. You couldn't say that when we were doing zoom out. You were looking at a beautiful forest. It's a beautiful scenery. And this is now I trained my mind to see we see us as a human on this earth, in this society. We are beautiful forests, beautiful of trees, where every single person has a beauty by itself. Every single tree gives us oxygen. All right, we cannot say this tree is long or short. So the same role, and we are all playing a role in a way or another, an important role, no matter what. Even sometimes when you think that you're useless, and I know that you go through this sometimes. I've been through this, that, oh, I'm useless. What am I doing? What is the purpose? Guys, you are doing a purpose. You're not here without a purpose. So, and all this comes from an exercise. I can tell you to start doing it today. Zoom in and zoom out. All right. No matter what we are in, okay, try to go zoom out, like as if you have a camera, and see the full picture, the forest. Go to Earth. Look at Earth from up above. Okay. Your whole perspective becomes different. And then you can go zoom in and look at it from a different perspective. Because if we keep looking at something, even a beautiful flower, look at it for long hours. After a while, you don't see it. You cannot see it. You become, and this quarantine time proved that we shouldn't be spending long time looking at the same person, at the same view, at the same perspective. I will tell you, like, I'm very honest. I like to give examples about myself. You know why? Because the best thing is to be aligned with yourself, okay? Alignment. I like to say that I'm a human. I go through a lot. I'm not, even we are life coaches, guys, doesn't mean they don't have any emotions, negative emotions. No, but we know how to deal with it, how to handle it, and we could define our purpose. So if you are a mom, if you are a manager, if you are a father, if you are, and you are all some of this, okay? We all wear many hats. Even when I'm a business coach or a coach, but I'm a mother, I'm a sister, and I'm a daughter. Can you see how many hats already I'm born with it? Remember these hats. And the motherhood experience, being a daughter experience, helped me to be and run in my work, in the corporate work, because it taught me how to be tolerant, it taught me how to be understanding, it taught me that a lot of things. So don't differentiate when you go to your office or to work. Don't think that the Father is not with you. You are all the time this beautiful wholeness, and use it. Use it. If you have a bad employee or somebody who's causing trouble to you, say, if my kid did this, or if my brother did that. So I mean, always stay with yourself, because we have all the tools, all the tools. I don't know if I'm elaborating a lot, but I changed a lot through my experience in life coaching, and I cannot see that you have a problem. I see that sometimes there is a misunderstanding, and I try to show it to you.
Great. It's about perspective at times. It's about understanding. It's about looking at the things. And when you are part of it, when you are emotionally involved, you don't see. At most of the time, it's mind fogging. So when you go to a life coach, you get the right perspective and you get the right advice. So which areas a life coach can help people, and why it is becoming so popular? Suddenly, life coaching is becoming the norm and probably the most sought after profession. Why?
Well, life coaches, where they interfere, I personally, I like to interfere at the bigger picture. I like, and you know that I have elaborated my own coaching curriculum, and it's a practical guide where I explain. It starts from understanding the body, the mind, and the universe, because I can never see now that we are separated, and dealing with the body by itself is gonna be incomplete, or like, I have my own approach, and I personally like to interfere at drawing the big picture, putting the light to see about life, existence, creation, universe. All right, because when you realize that you are part of a very big thing, again, is your approach is going to be different. This is what happened to me. This is what helped me. This is what made me reach a stage where I live my now with joy, with satisfaction, and with balance. All right. So, but every single life coach has an approach that also has to do with his experience in life and what helped him and what he learned and he practiced and he saw results. So even in life coaching, there is no one rule fits all. We always have to bring ourselves to what we do, because let's talk energy a little bit also, because they are not separated. Energy is like quantum physics. prove that we are not separated. Now, it's true we're communicating, guys, but we are spreading frequencies, all right? So even if sometimes if somebody comes to you telling you nice words, all right, very nice words, but you don't feel anything, like you don't feel touched, you feel sometimes even worse, like, oh, what he's doing, saying this doesn't mean it. Have you asked yourself why? Okay, I tell you why. Because the frequency, even when you say a beautiful word, but if it doesn't come from a beautiful place and it doesn't have the meaning, the intention behind it, the frequency that's gonna reach you is gonna be low, right? And I try it even now. If I go to my husband and tell him a bad word with a laugh, with even looking at me, he will not feel offended. He will hug me, he will laugh. All right, why? Because he knows I'm joking, if the same word. So the frequency, the vibration, the energy is very important. And to be able to help someone truly, we have to feel what we are talking about, to be living what we are talking about. And this is why I have also wrote many articles about even life coaches. Sometimes go seek life coaches, because we cannot, even when we learn the practice, do this, do that, hypnosis practices, all that, if we don't live it, we don't experience it at the personal level, sometimes it's not gonna be having the impact than what when you are living it, because we talk here energy and science. This is science, okay? So my approach, Gohar, to go back to your question, is existential approach. We have to understand why I'm here, what is here, this life, okay? Because all the other things for me are details, and you can find a question, an answer to it. Second part of your question is why life coaching is becoming so trendy now. Look, again, my definition for life coaching is a mom is a life coach, a teacher is a life coach. We are born with innate life coaches, all right? Innate. They are born to play this role. Nowadays, because of the media, because of the social media, because of the communication, and the studies about the mind, they got so elaborated. Before it was innate, before they do it by intuition, by instinct, by learning by doing. So with the development of the science, especially the human mind, the science of the quantum physics, the energy, so now when you find, like, you know, the equation, okay, so you can tell people, come, I can show you how to do it. Okay, before it was born with it. Now with the developments at all levels, there are some guidelines. Okay, you start applying to yourself, you learn it, it works for you, you go and help someone else. And this is, I think, what made life coaching become known. But again, life got so complicated. All right, we are not life. I like to differentiate. It's not life. Our physical existence got so complicated. We have so many dimensions to deal with at all levels, like even financial challenges, love, compassion challenges, relationship challenges. And when we, like me as a person who left her home country to go live in a society where she knows nobody, there's no safety system around me. When I struggle, I need somebody to help me. I need a friend, okay? But again, friendship has become challenging because we don't know each other. We live now in more cosmopolitan cities, all right? So we're not anymore, and with our tribe living. I go to the neighbor, she's my friend, she knows all my story, my history. It's not like this anymore. So we need to define people, okay, who are going to play this role, to be that village friend, that somebody where you can really feel comfortable opening up and talking. So this is, I think, the lifestyle, the change in the lifestyle made the life coaching a need, okay, more than a trend.
Great, great. Sarah, wonderful talk for this forum, which is Coffee with Gohar, and I'm sure the viewers must have been enlightened with your talk. Very, very pertinent, very, very useful, and very soul-searching, because your perspective is definitely going much at a deeper level than the superficial what we see, and what we see is basically a perspective and not a reality. Great talking to you. Now, coming to the end of the program, what message would you like to give to the people in these testing times of COVID-19, when everyone is so scared, everyone is so panicky, and there is lots and lots of uncertainty? So people are not sure about their future, about their businesses, and lots of stress on the relationships as well. So what would you like to give a message as a concluding message for this talk?
Oh, that's a lot. I can talk a lot about that, but how much time I have? Okay, definitely we're going through a tough period. Definitely. Every single person is now questioning what's going on. Like, what's going on? Even like COVID-19, we understand, but what's going on? Like, there is something we're not able to understand most of the time. Although that was the wish of many people, to stop going to work, to stay home with their family, to enjoy free time, all right? And I was one of them, to be honest with you. But now, after 2 or 3 months now, no, I want my space. I want to go to normal life. I want to have time scale to like, I want to look at my watch and say, oh, I have to be at 8 in the office, or I have to go to the gym at 9. We miss what we used to complain of, which is great in my opinion, even though it's harsh. It's not easy. So it's good to contemplate and look at this. And one time I did a video telling people, guys, watch out what you wish for. Because sometimes you wish for things and the universe will make it happen. And when it happens, it's like, no, I don't want this. So guys, watch out what you're wishing for, and make sure that you can bear the consequences, okay? And my recipe, I just wish peace every day. I don't wish physical manifestation. I wish peace and I wish health. And from there, I trust the process. You can do the same. Try it. It works for me. It's very helpful. Well, at the stress of the relationship, oh my goodness. Yesterday, I had a talk with, she's she's a yoga instructor. I know her. She's not my friend, but I could immediately spot that there is a problem. And I was like, are you okay? And by the fact that I asked, are you okay? She's like burst of telling me a lot of problems. And this is not the first time during this quarantine time that I hear about similar problems between couples, stress, and, the reports about abuse at home, like, it's normal, all right? Me and my husband, we're very good friends. I talk about myself, guys. I don't like to give any example outside of me because, I'm a true story. So we're friends, we're lovers, we're husband and wife, and we are parents. I've always wanted, and even when he goes to work, although we've been together for long years, I feel like, I want him to stay more at home. I feel like, no, don't go to that early. Stay a little bit more here in the morning, have coffee with me. Now, a month ago, I was telling him, oh my goodness, I can't wait that you go back to work. It's like, I need my space. I need my bubble, like we're always together. Does this mean that I don't love him? No. Does this mean he's annoying me? No. And it's always good that you sit and talk So we talk a lot that this is what's going through me, and he shares the same feeling. And we say we could find a new norm in the house. So now we created space in the house. All right, you can do this because again, energy. When you confront two things all the time, what's gonna happen? Okay, even if you're hugging someone, okay, like this, it's gonna be a warm fire after warm. So it's everything that goes more than the balanced situation is gonna be negative. It's gonna be harmful. It's gonna be burning. All right. So what we did, like we agreed that during his working hour, he has to go and close the room, like as if he's going to the office, and I have to have my own space for the whole day. And then he can come for a coffee break in our living room. And he texts me like, coffee break in 5 minutes? If I'm fine, I tell him yes. So the point is you have to find and create new norms. You cannot use the old norms, okay, in this current situation. And this is what people are misunderstanding. Because this situation can last for a year. Okay, so how are you going to do? Spend a year wishing that the normal goes back to normal? No, that's not smart. Okay, don't waste any moment. Just sit now and think, how can I, with this condition, and with this condition and this space, what I can be able to do? Like I can, but what are these things that I can do? And set your relationship on norms, new norms, okay? Instead of always feeling like talking, all day long talking to my husband, he's not gonna like it. Because now if he's at home, doesn't mean that I have to be all the time talking to him, expressing my feeling to him, overwhelming him, and the same for him. He cannot do this to me. So we have to create the distance, even in a closed space, and create a new norm. You are knowledgeable about your situation. I'm not entitled to tell you what to do. I can share with you what I did. That we created space. He created a corner for him. I shouldn't be seeing him all day long or hearing, because he talks on the phone. Sometimes he's sitting in the living room and the kids want to walk away around. He's gonna be angry, shouting on them, and this creates stress. Okay, you don't want this. So better to sit. Like I told them, we do weekly meeting at home. Like we do weekly meeting in any corporate organization. Guys, corporate meeting, and they come. I even do a work plan for the kids. Okay, for me and for my husband, and we do a week from today. We meet and see. We do another planning. And believe me, it works. You know why? Because corporations did not create this system out of nothing. Okay, you go to work. You have time. You have milestones. You have a work plan. You have to deliver. Okay, so they can get the money, so they can succeed, and they can grow. If you apply this to your personal life, your family dimension, you will feel big difference. You become more productive, and I'm sure most of the people who are listening to us now have a work experience, have corporate experience. Go look, see, oh, what did they do? How they made a team of 15 or 50 or 10 work in synchronicity in the same space, guys. We spend 9 hours in a small office in cubicles sometimes, right? So this is smart. There is a system, hidden system that they created for you. You can get inspired, come home, talk to your family member, try to apply what is in a simple way, what can be applied. So otherwise, we're going to be stepping on each other's feet, creating tension and stress. And again, back to energy. This energy is going to stay at home. So even when you feel good, fine now, the energy is around spreading, because nothing disappeared, right? It always stays around us unless we transform it. Right? So So you sit, the tension has been since the morning, you're gonna feel bad after 1 hour, you're gonna fire up again. So this was happening. Please don't do this. Try to go to nature as much as possible. I don't feel there is a lockdown, honestly, personally. Why? Because going to the forest is the safest place, it's the best place, and we need this energy. We need to vent out. We need to take fresh air. Sitting in the most beautiful house in the world will not make us feel good. Going to a very small, land, piece of nature, a mountain, a desert. Guys, go to I know the weather now in the Gulf is not easy. I know the environmental conditions can be challenging, but still, I used to love to go to the desert for 10 minutes and contemplate the power of the sun, how it's like really like this harshness. It used to give me power, believe it or not. Even sometimes when you feel you want to faint, but contemplate about how powerful is this. And you have the same power somewhere. You can find it.
Great, great. Thank you very much, Sara. It was a pleasure talking to you and look forward to hearing more from you. By the way, your house is very beautiful.
Oh, so, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So can you make a 1-minute video of your house sometime and post it on my timeline for my viewers to see where you live in beautiful place? Which city is it in US?
I live in Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah,
okay,
Georgia.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will share with you guys my okay. Gohar said beautiful. Yes, I see it beautiful because everything I do, I look, I sense, and I feel the energy of it. You can start looking at this dimension about something. Doesn't need to be expensive. Sometimes a nice plant can make a huge difference. So just listen to the simple things in life. As I started, I'm gonna end this conversation. Life is a complex system. Our job is to simplify it. Don't complicate it. Go to the simple thing. And I am a simple person. You can be a simple person, and we enjoy our life, our days, our simple mind. Because, in Arabic, السهل الممتنع. It's very difficult to be simple, by the way.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sara. All the best. Take care and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Gohar. Thank you. All the best. Thanks.
Thank you. And
Bye.
Thank you, Umar Qureshi, for all the facilitation and all the support. Thank you, Umar J. Qureshi. Thank you.
Thank you, Umar. Have a good day, guys. Stay safe. Bye.